Hello everybody, it is Reaper Games, and since it is spooky season, I have a new Dead by Daylight video for you and my thoughts and opinions on the new Halloween movie, Halloween Kills. Also, I wanted to let you know that this isn't my best gameplay. I'm actually Ash in ranking because I haven't played this game for a month or so, but stay for the end of this video for some really funny salt from a survivor who really didn't appreciate that I was doing my objective as killer, and that is checking to see if they were doing gens / killing them. Another thing I wanted to get out there is that these are just my opinions, and I'm not the biggest fan of the Halloween movies, and I got into them from this game. Lastly, there will be spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie and want to, maybe come back to this video after you're done seeing it. So this video is more so a rant. None of this is written down. I don't have a script or anything, so please excuse the unorganized rants by me because I just wanted to get it out there that I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, and I wanted to let people know why. A major thing I see about this movie on TikTok is the reason why they like this movie is because the kills were great. The story was dog, but the kills were great. And to that, I'll say, okay, you kind of got me there. There was a few kills that I actually enjoyed, like the fire team in the very beginning of the movie. I know that got some heat from people, some controversy from some people, but come on, the dude is Michael Myers. I don't know what you expect. He's literally a killer. If anything, I thought they would think that the kills on the old man and I think it's his wife who had a drone, that was brutal. That was insane. He literally broke one of those fluorescent lights and just shoved it right in her neck, kind of like the Maury in Dead by Daylight. It was really cool, but it just goes to show you how ruthless he is and how he just doesn't give a fuck. So yeah, there was a few things I liked in this movie. A few being the kills, especially the kills on, I forget her name's boyfriend and his dad. You don't really see his dad get killed, but he was just slamming this teenager's head in a railing to a house, and it was just like brutal, but like, again, he's a killer. You know, what do you expect? Also, I loved how they brought the old music back like the previous movie. I actually loved the previous movie. It was really good. And that's why I was so excited to see the sequel. I was so ready for it. But honestly, that's about it for what I liked. A lot of the bad overshadows the good, unfortunately. My main problem with this movie is, yes, the story is god-awful, but my main problem is the town in this movie is so stupid. I'm a huge Simpsons fan, and if you ever watch The Simpsons, you know that the whole town of Springfield, where The Simpsons is set in, is so stupid.
So long, Tucker!
Damn, they're very slowly getting away.
They're heading for the old mill.
No, we're not.
Well, let's go to the old mill anyway. Get some cider.
And that's exactly what I felt like this town was in this movie. They were literally Springfield because they were that dumb. An example of this is the very beginning of the movie, which I didn't care for too much. I thought it was dumb, but I let it slide. Basically, there's two cops, and they go to Michael's old house or something like that. And one of the cops is held hostage by Michael Myers, and his backup shoots him in the neck. And Michael Myers literally just walks away. And while he's walking away down the stairs, the cop that shot his friend in the neck is unloading a clip at Michael, but it only hits the wall. And may I remind you that Michael is walking. He's not running. He's not dodging anything. They're literally 5 feet apart, and Michael is walking, and he misses at least 6 rounds into the wall. But I wanted to tell you about this one scene that really knocked me out for the rest of this whole movie because it was just so dumb. Essentially, the premise of this movie is the town comes together, and they said, enough is enough. Michael Myers, every Halloween, kills at least a ton of us, and we had enough. Like, let's form a huge group of townspeople and let's kill them. And you know what? On paper, that sounds great. I was actually okay with that whole premise, but they did it so wrong. So what they do at first is they have a small group of people, and they all spread out at different sides of the town and look for Michael Myers. They follow one group, and it consists of a husband and wife with a babysitter and some other woman. I forget what relation she is, but honestly, it doesn't matter. She ends up dying. They all do. So what happens is they're in a car, they stroll up, and the boyfriend has a gun, and his girlfriend, who's wearing heels, by the way, she doesn't get rid of the heels, was like, hey, give me the gun. You don't know how to use a gun. So they roll up to a playground, and the babysitter spots 2 children on the swings in the middle of the night, and she decides to go on her own, alone, up to these kids. Now, obviously, like any horror movie, the killer uses this as a distraction and goes for the car. So to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, he goes on top of the car and he's trying to knock out the windows because all the windows are up to get to the 3 people inside. The woman in the passenger seat actually breaks the window pretty much for Michael so he could get in and drag her out and kill her. The woman with the gun leaves her husband and goes outside the window with the gun, and you don't see her at all in this whole confrontation. She's just gone, so you're just wondering where she is. And Michael comes in with a knife and stabs the boyfriend because he doesn't have the gun. So Michael Myers comes out of the car and he looks around because he hears gunshots, and what do you know? It's the woman with the gun. But for some reason, she's like at least 30 feet away from the car somehow, in high heels, shooting him and completely missing. I forget how it all transpires, but he actually makes her shoot herself in the face because she's just dumb. I think he just takes her hand while she's shooting and she pulls the trigger when he puts it up to her face, and it's just like so stupid. So yeah, that scene was just ridiculous, and he actually chases the babysitter, and he legit walks. He doesn't run. The only time I seen him run was when he was tackling the police officer in the beginning of the movie, but as you know, Michael Myers walks to kill you. So you could literally just run away, but of course, she stupidly hides in the woods, but I think he lets her go for some reason, but at the end of the day, she's really stupid because she doesn't even make an attempt to run away. She literally just hides and just sits there and waits until he leaves. So later on in the movie, we follow Laurie Strode and her family, and they're really trying to dance around that Michael is still alive. But in the hospital, she sees a lot of people dying, and she ends up getting the news that Michael Myers is still alive. And I don't get it, but she literally has the perk adrenaline because she takes a needle and stabs herself in the leg, which it's just already a serrated needle. You don't have to stab yourself like that. It's not like an EpiPen. That's not even the issue because she's walking around pretty fine after getting slashed in the stomach and having stitches hold her stomach together. It's crazy. So remember when I told you that the town acts like Springfield? Well, one huge example of this is the hospital scene where they think they found Michael Myers, but it's actually another inmate. And this inmate, for context, is about like 5 feet tall. He's fat and he's very slow. And the whole mob decides to try to kill him and chase him. So it's about like 50 people in this hospital chasing this one short, fat dude who's obviously not Michael Myers and trying to kill him. And it's just the dumbest sequence ever because they can't catch up to him. And he ends up killing himself because, you know, he knew he was going to die. They can literally see him through a window, but Laurie's daughter actually decided to lock the door and save him, and he ended up killing himself, and it was just stupid. And they're all like, oh, wait, it wasn't Michael Myers after all. It was literally the dumbest thing ever. So yeah, that was pretty bad, but the ending is what really got me. It was just so stupid. So what happens is Michael Myers decides to go to his old house, I believe, or I think it was Laurie Strode's house. Maybe it was his house. I think it was his house. But he decides to go back. The whole town knows he's gonna be there, and Laurie's daughter decides to rip his mask off his face and run away into the street, saying, basically taunting him, saying like, "Hey, got your mask," which, whatever. And he decides to follow her, and the whole town decides to beat him up. But only one person has a gun, decides to shoot him 3 times in the chest, and the rest just kind of beat him with like clubs or the plank from Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and thinking that he's finally dead without actually shooting him in the head, stabbing him multiple times, making sure his head's cut off. I don't know, anything to make sure he's dead. And at the very end of the movie, because they obviously are making a sequel to this because he doesn't die, is Michael Myers gets back up when they're starting to leave and starts to kill pretty much all of them one by one because they're stupid, and they're literally like the enemies in Batman where they all take a turn trying to hit Michael Myers, but obviously they fail because he's literally a whole unit and cannot be stopped. And I actually laughed out loud when Laurie Strode was talking about Michael Myers during this scene, and she said he might be back tomorrow or next Halloween, and I just thought that was the funniest shit. I actually audibly laughed for how dumb that was. Not only that, there was a really cheesy kill at the end. It looked really cheesy, where it was Laurie's daughter who died because she decided to go back inside the house for some stupid reason and look out the window like Michael Myers does, and he ended up behind her, and it was just really dumb. All in all, I did not like this movie at all, just because of the sheer fact that the whole town was just so stupid and so unaware of how Michael Myers works, even though the whole town has learned about him through many, many years and should know that he's a 7-foot-tall beast of a human, and he needs more than 3 gunshots to the chest and a few bumps here and there from a baseball bat. I know a ton of horror movies have the cliche of the dumb survivors that don't really know how to function, but I don't remember any movie being this stupid with its characters. Unfortunately, I wanted to love this movie, and I know you guys probably hear that a lot from people that usually don't like movies, but I love the last one. I didn't think I was gonna like that one, but I loved it, and this one just took a dump, in my opinion, all over what the first movie set up. So I'm not sure if I'll actually be seeing the next Halloween movie. We'll see. I might, just to see how they fix this, if they can. But honestly, there's really no redemption for this town, which I consider to be Springfield, because they are that stupid. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed with my rants. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like the movie, I would really like to know why. So leave your comments down below. All right, so now's the time you've been waiting for. Here is the salt. Basically, as you saw, they did all the gens on the one side of the map for some reason and left 3 gens right next to each other. So obviously, what was I gonna do? Just leave it there? So yeah, enjoy.
You really are bad. Camp gens. I'm not. Trust BBG. Nay. Yeah, but I looped you whole game.
GG dud.
And you camp them, there's a whole map, you know. Perma camped up top. You kept running to gen like a gen jockey. Yes. Objective to kill. Not camp gens. That's not your objective. MMMMMHHHHMMMM. Already did he. You ran in a circle like a lapdog. Watchin' gens. You let perma so you did roll it out.
Honestly, I don't know what the hell that even means.
Cause you camp gens remember that also looped you for like an hour.